Good morning this morning, and welcome to a let's update everybody on Ohio State's cornerback recruiting edition of the OHIO podcast. Do us a big favor, everybody, if you haven't already, and smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if this is your first time here. That subscription helps us out. And the other thing you can do, all of us can do, even myself, make a comment down in the comment section below. Anytime you comment, the odds of this being seen by more people are raised by some kind of magical YouTube algorithm. And so I like to mention that because we like to reach a broader audience if at all possible. Thank you, everybody, for your thoughts. I've been under the weather the last couple of days. Thank you to Chris for filling in last night on last night's call in show. As you can hear in my voice, I'm still dealing with some sinus drainage and whatnot as we deal with the bipolar weather that is Ohio weather here in the Midwest in the spring. Want to remind all of you about our spring game fan appreciation tailgate. I think this is the fifth year we've done this, if I'm not mistaken. We will be just south of the French Field House, right over there on the west side of that parking lot, northwest corner, right by the bike path. Second and Seven will be there with us to celebrate fighting illiteracy here in the Midwest through athletes reading to kids. You can donate to Second and Seven by bringing a children's book, kindergarten through sixth grade are the grades that they accept donations for. Slightly used or new children's books will be collected that day at the tailgate, or an offering if you would like to donate financially to Second and Seven. They're not going to say no to your generosity. We'll be giving away some prizes as well, some autographs of Ryan Miller, former Ohio State linebacker Ryan Miller. Mike Wargo's supposed to be there. We're excited about that. And some other maybe 96 Rose Bowl champion Buckeyes might be swinging by the tailgate as well. We will be there before the game, starting at about 8 o'clock till kickoff at noon. And then we'll be there after the game as well, hanging out in the parking lot for a couple hours. We'll be grilling some hot dogs, having some fun, talking some ball, and getting everybody's opinion of what they thought of the spring game. So hang out with us, have some food, win some prizes, meet Chris, myself, and other great Buckeyes and fans, and let's just continue to build our community here at the OHIO podcast. All right, guys. So that being said, let's dive into some recruiting talk, shall we? Matt Guerreri's done a great job of recruiting the safety position. He's got two in the barn already, committed for the 2026 class at the quarterback position. The OG Tim Walt, he got some catching up to do at the quarterback position, to say the least. But I'm not concerned. I think Tim Walton is a great coach. He's a great developer. He got that raise and got that DC co-DC label slapped on him for a reason, guys, and that's because he's the GOAT, as the recruits like to call him. So let's dive into his recruitment so far. Let's start with the one cornerback who we already have committed, shall we? That would be Jacob Weatherspoon, 5'10", 172-pound safety slash corner out of Avon, Ohio. He committed a while ago to the Buckeyes, was one of the first, if not, I believe it might have been the first defensive commit we had in the 2026 class. He's ranked 167th nationally according to the 247 composite rankings, and he's the sixth highest ranked kid in the state of Ohio, and he's already in the class. Now, I'm calling him a corner. Uh, some thinks he might end up being a safety. He was recruited by both Tim Walton and uh, and Matt Guerreri, but Tim Walton was the main recruiter on this one, and so I have a feeling he's going to start in the cornerback room, but that remains to be seen. All right, let's talk about the next big recruit from the state of Ohio. And this is a kid we absolutely have to get if you're asking me my opinion. He was one of the kids who was in my top 5 kids from Ohio that Ohio State needed to win. And of course, I'm talking about Albert Hill from Akron, Ohio, Archbishop Hoban cornerback, 5'10", 175. He's ranked 34th nationally in the 247 composite ranking. So he's a borderline 5-star kid. He's the number one recruit from the state of Ohio. He's considered the third best cornerback in the country in the 247 composite rankings. This is a kid we absolutely have to land, guys. We cannot lose him. He's being recruited by all the big players here, guys. All the big players. And if you want to look at his official visit list coming up, he's got LSU on May 30th, USC on June 6th, Oregon on June 13th. That one concerns me, not going to lie. And then Alabama on June 20th. Those are his official visits that he's got locked in currently. What is missing from this is an Ohio State official visit. Has he been to Ohio State? Yeah, he's been there several times. There's really no crystal balls on him yet, although some of them believe he's an Ohio State lean. This is going to be one of those recruitments where we're going to have to seal the deal on this kid, despite the fact he's from Ohio. There's no more givens. He's from Ohio. He's going to be a Buckeye. We can slow play this type of thing. And this is a kid you don't want to slow play. He's too good. Just because he's from Ohio doesn't mean that he's not one of the best in the country. He absolutely is. We need him in this class. We want him in this class. We have to have him in this class. This is a must win for Ryan Day, for Tim Walton. And this is the type of kid who's probably on the field by year number two, trying to compete for starting time at the cornerback position. Maybe you'll be backing up Devin Sanchez for a year while he's here, and then sliding right into that position when Devin goes off to the NFL. Who knows? Or could be the number two to Devin's number one in the future on the outside. That's how good he is, and so we absolutely need Albert Hill in this class. He would be one that we need to win. And then there's one more Ohio kid I want to talk about, of course. And this one is just interesting all around. I'm talking about Victor Singleton. Victor Singleton is currently committed to Illinois. That's right, Illinois. I I kid you not. Uh, he's a good recruit too, by the way, guys. According to 247 Composite, he's ranked 81st nationally. He's the 10th highest ranked cornerback in the country, and he's the second best player in the state of Ohio, according to the composite. He plays for Central Catholic, Toledo Central Catholic, there in Toledo, Ohio, and he committed to Illinois, and it sounds like that's where this is going to stay. He's got one official visit scheduled, and it's to Champaign, Illinois. And there's really zero buzz around the Woody Hayes Athletic Center for him. Can they sneak in the back end of this recruitment? Do they even want to? These are questions I've been asking. It doesn't seem like Ohio State is really even trying to flip this kid right now. If they are, they're doing it quietly and you're not hearing a ton of buzz. And so it sounds like this one is going to be an absolute win for Burt and the Illini. Sorry about that. Had myself a little bit of a coughing attack. This is the first time I've tried to talk in 2 days. I apologize. I know I sound terrible. Uh, I apologize for that. But we're about halfway done. Since we're halfway done, let me read you your verse of the day. 1 John chapter 5 verse 11. And this is the record that God hath given to us eternal life. And this life is in his son, Jesus Christ. Thankful for that verse today. May God bless you and have a great weekend, everybody, in his word. All right, moving on. Let's talk about some guys of the outside the state of Ohio, shall we? And this is an interesting kid, Haven Finney. Haven has recommitted, or excuse me, has reclassified is the term used from 2027 to the 2026 class. This is a young kid, 6'2", 170 pounds, and despite being a year younger than everybody else in the 2026 class, according to the 247 composite, he's still a top 100 recruit at number 96 nationally. He's from Chatsworth, California, plays for Sierra Canyon High School, and Some of the big names who are after him currently include Oregon, USC from the West Coast, LSU from the South, and Ohio State and Michigan from the Midwest. His official visit list right now, according to 247 Sports, includes Ohio State on June 13th, USC on June 17th, and LSU on June 20th. And I'm hearing a lot of buzz from the so-called experts, recruiting experts from the South, who think he is going to be an LSU recruit. So sounds like they kind of think that he's an LSU lean. I don't know if I agree 100% with that, but let's see how this visit goes. When he comes on a campus at Ohio State, there's going to be things offered to him from Ohio State that are very unique to Ohio State and the culture that we have, the winning culture that is here at Ohio State, unlike what you see there in Louisiana. LSU right now is a program trending in the wrong direction. Uh, a lot of that has to do with their head coach, if you ask me my opinion. Moving along here. How about Donovan Webb? Now, this is an interesting recruit for Ohio State as well. He's ranked 296 nationally according to the composite ranking. Um, he is labeled currently as a probable safety in college at 6 foot, 182 pounds from Panther Creek High School in Frisco, Texas. And I would say that's what Ohio State is leaning towards because the main recruiter on his recruitment is Matt Guerrieri. And that tends to be typically what it sounds like Ohio State is going to look at him as. But he can play cornerback as well. And so maybe this is one of those kids that they bring in and they say, where do you fit at the most, right? Are you a corner? Are you a safety? Maybe you're a hybrid. You're both. We put you in the nickel. That could be a possibility as well. He's got great size too, at 6 foot, 182, very physical. So yeah, he probably sounds like someone you might want to have a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage, helping out in the run defense. So maybe Donovan Webb ends up being more of a nickel and can play both positions, but we'll keep him at the nickel safety kind of look to him here. But I digress. He could end up being a corner as well, which is why he's in my corner class kind of recruitment look at here as well. As far as his official visits are concerned, I feel pretty good about this one. We've got Kansas State on the 22nd. We have of May, that is. We've got SMU on May 2nd. And at the end of this month, on April 25th, we've got Baylor, and then the big two coming up at the end of May and beginning of June. He's got Ohio State on May 30th, and then a week later, he's got his official visit to Ann Arbor on June 6th. Whenever you see that ugly colored, yellow colored M next to Ohio State on a list, kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. I ain't gonna lie. But if it was between Ohio State and scum, I mean, Ohio State's definitely got more to offer. Let's just be honest. Plus, we don't have a possibility of sanctions. All right, one more. Let's see if I can make it through it. All right, here we go. Cameron Hamill, 6 foot, 175 cornerback from Desert Edge High School in Goodyear, Arizona. He's ranked 242nd nationally overall. He's a 3 star slash 4 star, borderline 4 star recruit. Ohio State is coming in late on this one, guys. They just offered him not that long ago. In fact, it was March 3rd, so just literally just over a month ago. He's got official visits scheduled on April 4th. That's today. Arizona State. So the hometown Sun Devils get an official visit from him today, and then May 16th he's got one official visit scheduled for Penn State. No official yet on Ohio State. I'm not too warm on him, to be honest with you guys, because quite frankly, Ohio State's coming into this thing late. But let's see what happens. Maybe Ohio State can really put on a full court press and get him to come to Ohio State. That is definitely a possibility. All right, so looking overall here at the list of cornerbacks we've talked about, so right now, you got Jacob Weatherspoon. He's in there. He's a cornerback slash safety, kind of putting him, I would say, more in the cornerback room right now, but he could end up being a safety. Albert Hill, I've got him in the green. I feel better than I do worse about him, but I know the coaching staff knows this. This is going to be a battle to the bitter end. You're not going to be able to just roll your scarlet and gray uniforms over there to Akron and say, "Come on down and be a Buckeye." Like that's just not the case here. You're going to have to do the work with Albert Hill, and he is worth doing the work, despite the fact that he's in the state of Ohio. Because I think he's the best guy on this entire list, if you ask me my opinion. Then I got two guys who I'm at 50-50 on. I feel like we might be able to get them. You've got a reclassification kid from California, Haven Finney, and then you got the Texan Donovan Webb. Again, Donovan Webb's interesting. I think he's probably going to end up being a nickel, but again, corner, safety, could be both. Kind of similar to Jacob Weatherspoon. They kind of like these kids, and you can see them doing this, and they've talked about this actually this spring, recruiting and developing kids to play both positions because they need them to play multiple positions given how long the season is and the lack of depth because of the removal of walk-ons from the roster. So they want these kids who can do both. Come in, we'll train you at corner, but if you end up being a safety and that's where you fit, then that's where we'll put you, but we'll train you at both. And then I have Victor Singleton and Cameron Hamill as less than 50%. Cameron, again, we'll see how this goes. They came in late. Maybe there's a chance. Victor, it would have to be a complete and utter total flip. He's already committed to Illinois, and that seems to be where he's going to stay, at least in the time being. But that one is incredibly interesting, in my opinion, because it just seems like there's no buzz there. So probably not. So I'll put him like, that's why he's on the bottom of this list. I just don't see it happening. But we'll see. Never know. But I think you have to get Albert Hill. I think that is an absolute 100% must here. He is a starter in year number 2, in my opinion. He's one of the best corner, if not the best corner in all of the 2026 class. Again, that's my opinion, but that's how I feel. And then I think Donovan and Haven are interesting guys, and maybe we can grab one of those two. Like, share, subscribe. We appreciate each and every single one of you. Let me know who's your favorite recruit down in the comment section below. Did I miss somebody? Let me know. Again, I'm just now starting to do my research on the cornerbacks. Let me know if I've missed somebody. I need somebody to add to this list, in my opinion, that you think Ohio State is in on, who they've offered, and they've got a good shot of maybe landing. I need to know that. Let me know in the comment section below. And again, thank you everybody for your patience. Sorry about this terrible voice and cough. I will get better. I do feel better, so we're on the mend. Appreciate each and every single one of you. Have a great weekend, everybody. Be kind to one another. I owe someone's OHC, Carmen Ohio with all your heart. Till next time, go Bucks.